SI93 Boxing back with a quick video. Amir Khan has said a few things about Kell Brook. Um, he says the potential fight between Kell Brook and himself would only happen at 147, as opposed to 154, because Amir Khan feels comfortable at 147. He also made some comments about why he thinks Kell Brook has moved up to 154, and made some comments about why he took the Triple G fight. Now, when it comes to the Triple G fight, why he took it, I think a lot of people are assuming that Amir Khan and Kell Brook took it for pretty much the same reason. And Amir Khan kind of started this shit. You could blame him for this shit, I guess. And yeah, it didn't go too well for him. But this is what I want to say. As I said before in my previous video, Amir Khan has taken chances. Amir Khan has taken chances in his career. For Lamont Peterson in his hometown. For Danny Garcia when he didn't have to. For who he fought lots of people, man. He fought fighters that, if he lost to, it could have been detrimental for his, quite bad for his career. He fought Maidana. Judah had a title, right? Judah had a title not too long ago. He fought who was it? Yeah, Judah not that long ago from that fight. He fought Floyd Mayweather Jr. And he pretty much had some success in that. He should have scored a knockdown, but the referee didn't see it. But Floyd came to win the fight. He did really well. So that's Amir Khan's rough, that's a rough way of describing Amir Khan's resume. He took chances. And, a loss against Judah, a loss against Maidana would have exposed him as a hype job. Not hype job, I mean, it would have, it would have kind of, be not good for his career, to be honest. But win against Canelo, yeah, you could say that didn't affect his career too much, although it did more than what a lot of people thought initially. But if you look at Kell Brook, who has he fought? Name me one fighter that he fought that his career, if he took a loss to, would have been quite detrimental for his career. Sean Porter, not Sean Porter. You can't say Sean Porter was that type of fighter. Sean Porter was a way bigger name than Kell Brook, and Sean Porter's not even that big of a name at the time. Even now, he's a pretty decent name. He's a big name, but he's not that big of a name. And back then, he wasn't too big. He was a pretty decent name as well. But Kell Brook was a nobody. He was a nobody. His highest payday against Sean Porter was 400,000. You could tell he's not a big name fighter. Sean Porter and Kell Brook fight, in my opinion, should have, I'm glad it happened, but it should have never really happened, considering Kell Brook never deserved it. In other words, he never fought any big fights. He never took big chances. He never took risk. He never took big fights. And the Golovkin is the only fight that he took. That was a risky fight. But then again, just like Canelo fight, you could say that, if he lost the fight, it wouldn't really affect his career too much, because people say he took chances. But because Kell Brook has never taken chances in his career like Khan has, taking fights that he didn't really need to take, or taking fights that if he lost to would have put his career under a lot of scrutiny, I don't believe Kell Brook has taken the Golovkin fight to prove his worth, to take that, to just dare to be great. I don't think Kell Brook's done that for that reason. I think he did it for, I'm just going to get a chance and hopefully get a payday. That's really why I think he's done it. That's really, honestly, and Amir Khan said the same thing. He went up to Triple G for a payday. A lot of people are going to say, you did the same thing. What are you talking for? And, a lot of people are also going to say Kell Brook did better than Khan against Triple G than Khan did against Canelo, which I already made videos on this, and that's kind of bullshit. But, either way, that's an opinionated term. These are all opinionated, but still, that's even if you think that, it doesn't mean anything, because it doesn't mean anything. Kell Brook has never taken a chance in his career like that. I bet you he's going to be back fighting bums or a huge name or big name fight. He's never going to fight someone if he was at welterweight, he would try look to fight Manny Pacquiao, or if Floyd Mayweather is here, he would try and make a fight of that big. I don't think he would get the Floyd Mayweather fight. He definitely doesn't deserve the Floyd Mayweather fight, but he would try look to get a fight like that. He would try look to get a fight like that. That's Kell Brook, yo. He'd never want to fight Keith Thurman. He would never want to fight Sean Porter again. He would never want to fight Danny Garcia. The only big fight he wants is Amir Khan, because that's a huge fight in the UK. That's a big money fight, and any huge name. Because Kell Brook has taken no chances in his career, it is safe to say that Kell Brook did it for a payday. That's what he really did it for. I mean, it's not really safe. He did perform well, but at the same time, he was in front of Golovkin way too much. He was, I think what he was trying to do. Yeah, he was trying to keep us distance, control range, and hit Golovkin, and I think he was trying. He's taking chances, and good for him. But I feel like a person who's never even dared to fight Errol Spence, all of a sudden you could say, oh, who's Errol Spence? Errol Spence is a fighter that's better than most all of his mandatories that he's fought. So Errol Spence, if he's willing to challenge himself, you're already fighting Kevin Bizier, already fighting Jojo Dan, already fighting Frankie Gavin. Someone like Errol Spence is a big step up compared to your previous opposition. It's a huge step up. Gold medalist, backed by Floyd Mayweather Jr. He beat Chris Algieri. I mean, he beat Leonard Bondu. I mean, he knocked him out, right? And people do love to use the triangle theory. Even if you don't use the triangle theory, because triangle theories don't always work in boxing, but even if you don't use the triangle theory, it's still those are still impressive wins. And Kell Brook beating Errol Spence would be him like challenging himself and going through huge adversity. It'd be a big challenge. So it's a fight that he could have taken, but he didn't. The only time he had a big really good mandatory, he didn't take the fight. And that's one of the reasons why I also believe he moved up to 154 to avoid Errol Spence. And it's so coincidental. Amir Khan predicted this shit. A lot of people predicted this shit. As soon as Errol Spence becomes the mandatory, he's gonna move up in weight. And my take on that's what he said. Like, he moved up in weight. All of a sudden, Errol Spence the mandatory, he moved up in weight. But Holzman, he said another thing is about the weight. He feels more comfortable at 147. Kell Brook, like, he wants to move up to 154, but Amir Khan says no, it will be at 147. I like that response from Khan. A lot of people are gonna say no, it should be somewhere in the middle, maybe a catch weight. But who the fuck are you to say that? Who are you? You're not Floyd Mayweather. No, you're not Floyd Mayweather, but you're still a big A side compared to Kell Brook. Yeah, you are. Even despite the Golovkin fight, he's still the A side. Golovkin is not that big of a name. People don't realize he's a name, and it was a big fight. But my friend says he saw Golovkin in the Heathrow airport, and I don't live too far away from Heathrow. And he saw Golovkin, he saw a few other people with him. But a lot of times when you have big names, Heathrow Airport is like an very busy airport. It's one of the busiest airport. It's an international airport. It's people, you will get noticed if you are a star, like a movie star or an actor. I mean, they're bigger names, obviously. If you are an athlete, like a big name athlete, you will get noticed. If someone like anyone, it doesn't have to be a UK fighter, it's someone like, let's say, because Triple just compared with Canelo. Let's compare Canelo. If Canelo Alvarez walked in the middle of Heathrow, he would get noticed. He would definitely get noticed. Triple G, no one looked at him. So Triple G is not that big of a name, and I can't imagine Kell Brook. Yeah, his status grew with Triple G, but not by too much. I assume, because I mean, how much is he going to improve? So Khan is still the A side, and Khan doesn't need the Kell Brook fight. This is a risky fight for him. It's a fight that I'll make a video why the Khan Brook fight didn't happen, and it's not because Khan is really ducking Brook, but I'll address that as well, because that's a good point to say that Amir Khan's ducking Brook. But I'll definitely address that. Amir Khan doesn't really need the fight. As I said, he has big fish to fry in the sea. If he gets some Danny Garcia and Keith Thurman win, look, this is an if factor, because they're all great fighters. If he gets one of those wins, he can get a couple of titles. He can unify the division, which will be difficult. And people will point out, say Errol Spence is the. But Errol Spence he's a great fighter. I've seen Errol Spence in the Olympics, but he's no god. He will deliver. He will deliver when he gets a title and he gets a big fight. But it doesn't mean that he will win every fight. He could do, though. And Jesse Vargas' title against Manny Pacquiao. Let's see. If Pacquiao wins, He could try for Amir Khan if after Amir Khan gets a big fight, I guess, like a decent fight, or not, because that still be the biggest payday that he could have. Who else is there in welterweight that the Pacquiao Khan would be probably the biggest fight at welterweight, wouldn't it? Think about it. Manny Pacquiao and Amir Khan would be the biggest fight. If Pacquiao, look, Pacquiao's the biggest name at welterweight after Mayweather, and Mayweather's retired. After that, it's Khan and then Danny Garcia. So Khan and Pacquiao could make it the biggest fight, one of the biggest fights in boxing, and definitely the biggest welterweight fight. And if that's where Amir Khan's looking to stay, and if Amir Khan does get the Pacquiao fight, he will definitely take the Pacquiao fight. That's a bigger fish in the sea for Amir Khan. So Khan doesn't need the Kell Brook fight, so he can just say, hey, fuck it, 147 there is. So that's what I have to say. Amir Khan's not after money. There's no way, even if it's the last fight of his career, I don't think he would want to fight at 147, or a catchweight. He wouldn't fight at 154 or a catchweight because he doesn't need to. He doesn't care about the money. He has plenty of money. So that's what I have to say. I'll be back with a few more videos very soon.